To add our color, we are going to go through and choose a color. And we'll start with the pyramid first. We're wanting to get 3 different values in our picture. So from our crayon sheet that we did, that we got our different values, our light, medium, and dark, we're trying to add that onto our shapes or our form here. So I'd add a light on the front here, and I'm trying to use the side of my colored pencil. Over on the side, I would use that medium value, so just kind of pressing normal here. Should be a little bit darker. And then my final value will be in the shadow. So we can stick with the same color. We can just add a dark value there, and if you want, we can even add a little bit, kind of a touch of black here. Just a little bit lightly going over it, kind of help with that shadow. For the cube, we'll do kind of the same thing on the side facing us. We're going to be going through and doing this lightly. So a light value, just barely pressing with my colored pencil. And we'll go through and do this as a light value. The top will be my middle value, my medium value. Remember, you can always make it darker, but you can't go back and make it lighter. So it's always best to start light, and you can make it darker if you need to by adding more layers to it. My final space on the left side of the cube is going to be the dark value. So I'm just pressing a little bit harder here. Get a nice dark value. Same thing for the shadow. We'll do dark, but we can also add a little bit of that black to it just to help out with that kind of shadow look. Just kind of fade it out. The last one is the sphere. So for the sphere, this one's a tricky one. We're going to be putting all 3 of those values in the middle of the circle. So to start, I'm going to go on the opposite side of my shadow. I'm going to make kind of like an oval shape, kind of a big oval, kind of leaving the middle of it white here. Then I'm going to go into this next part. I'm going to start pressing a little bit harder. This is going to be kind of like my medium value. And again, it's easier to start light, and you can always make it darker later. Kind of my medium value there. And then I can kind of start to blend to press it a little bit harder. The end here, this is going to be my dark value. And then I can go back over and kind of blend if any area needs to be a little more blended. But we want to leave that white spot white. Just because that's kind of the shiny part of the ball. Last thing we do, dark value on the shadow. And we would add a little black. And that's how we will color in our forms. The last step would be adding our watercolor brush, and we're going to be painting each one from light to dark.